I've been thinking a lot about love lately because I'm such a good guy! And I went full hippie, man. I went as hippie. Sometimes, every now and then, you gotta go full hippie. You gotta go hippie. Is this what kids want now? They want they would like the little characters?
Mm-hmm.
Like the little takeaways, little cutaways or whatever? Is this what's in? Like, it was 8 a.m. and I was completely sober and in my head, and I was just like, love, man. love is our need. If we have love, if everybody's just love. You know how it gets. And I was really enjoying what was going on in my head. And then another part of my head jumped in and was like, hey, why do you sound like a dummy? Why do you sound like a jackass? You sound like a jackass. You sound like a jackass. In your head, you sound like a jackass. And I was like, ha! I pre-giggled a little bit, you know, because I'm thinking about love. And then my brain chimes in and it's like, how are you doing? And then all of a sudden I pre-giggle, which is kind of embarrassing, but it basically means that there's like this, you know, clear liquid. And it's basically like your body's way of preparing the person that you're with that you're about to laugh. It's pre-giggle. I don't know, man, you clicked on the video, whatever. Yellow. Yeah. Because of course I can't go like a little hippie, just a little hippie, without my brain chiming in and kind of making fun of me. It's how I live. It's how my brain works. I don't know why. But who cares? Why do I care? I'm alone. We're all alone. But in that moment specifically, I was very alone. It was in my thoughts. Nobody could tell. On the outside, I look totally normal. I don't wear the hippie costume on the outside normally. Sometimes I do, not typically. It's in my head. It's my playtime. So I stood up for myself. Stood up to myself. I stood. Stooding is important. I was like, no, I'm gonna keep thinking about love and how great it is because I'm a good guy. But here's the thing. You can't go full hippie and then stay full hippie. You can try, but you'll probably fail. Even the hippies couldn't stay hippies. They became Baptists. The reason I think you can't stay hippie as like a way of life is because I think most people, when they do that, they're looking at love the wrong way. And the way I look at it is better and correct. I mean, good for them, but they're wrong. They're all wrong and I'm right. Because I think when you do that, you end up treating love like an armor. You walk around in your day-to-day life and you're like, it's okay, nothing can hurt me. Whatever you say, I'm filled with love. I'm so loving that whatever I say, it bounces off of me because I'm so coated in love. I am just love incarnate and there's nothing anybody can do to harm me. No! Or they go, it's okay that I'm being treated this way in this relationship or by this friend because we love each other and as long as we have love, everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay as long as we have love. If I love that person, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. It matters. It matters. It does matter. The way you're treated does matter. Anyway, when you do that, I mean, you can do that. You can treat love like that. You can treat it like it's something that will just protect you from everything, but I don't think that's right. I don't think you're nailing it. I think the way you should look at love is you should treat love like it's a kingdom that you're fighting for. It's the reason you're fighting the battle. It's not the thing that protects you from harm. This is what happens when you go full hippie. You go hippie for a second, you come out, you make a video, this is what you get. What I'm saying, I think, sounds like cheesy a little bit, but whatever. If you look at love like it is this kingdom, like it's this castle on a hill, this beautiful, pristine thing, then that's what you're fighting this life for. It's not like you're going into battle and you already have it and therefore everything is going to be magical all the time. In fact, it's the opposite, but the reason you're fighting is so all that love can actually exist. It actually expands the love when you fight for it, not thinking you're getting anything in return and not thinking you're going to be totally fine through the process. I think that's very pleasant, Elliott. You really put that a very nice way. Thank you. That's a nice thing to say. But you know what I mean? Like, you're fighting for the villagers in the kingdom kingdom that is love that you've never even met, who eat hay all day or whatever it is that people in Castle Days did. I don't know. I'm also a little biased because if you look at love this way, it means that you don't have to always come off as ooey gooey nice, which for me is very convenient because I don't. Because apparently I can sometimes come off a little dry to the point that someone whose name I won't mention once referred to me as drier than a sunburnt saltine. It was Martha. Martha said I was drier than a sunburnt saltine because she thinks I cheat at bingo and I don't cheat at bingo. I can see the number, I can read what the balls say. That doesn't make me a cheater at bingo. It just means she's an ocular degenerate. You know, also, by the way, Martha, if you want to say it, you can just text me. You can say it to my face. And I might be dry, but your face is saggy and old. You need to put lotion on your stupid face. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah! Love. I think the cool thing about looking at love this way, as cheesy as it may be, is it means that sometimes you're fighting and you don't have any armor. You're fighting naked, you're totally vulnerable, and your dingling gets hurt, and you keep going. You keep going because you're fighting for love. That's what love is. It's something that you spend your entire life being like, I think this is the right thing, and you never know. So you just keep fighting, and you fight hypocrisy, and you fight self-flagellation, and you fight poor people. That didn't come out right, but you get it. And you keep going until you and your dingling, you die. That's what happens. You die. You die. Goodbye. It is the end of your tenure as a speck of dust. You were a good speck of dust. Maybe there's a heaven. If there is a heaven, it makes death a bit of a hard sell. Like if you assume heaven is real, then I don't really know how God explained the death part. So let me get this straight out. So you created a whole world for them, and they have free will. And if they are good, then they come up here and they live forever. Paradise? That's correct. Brilliant, right? Brilliant, sir. I really, really love that. A quick question. How do they get up here? Is it like a staircase or I don't know what? Maybe like an elevator? No. Oh, no. Ooh, we could give them wings, you know, like us so they could fly. Wings? No, they'd hate that. They'd hate. They can walk. They're not going to be like, the birds fly. They're not going to be like, it sounds like a bird. That'd be stupid. Bad idea. Look, what happens is after about 30 years, their bodies start to just sort of fall apart and their skin starts sagging and then everything starts to hurt. And then they kind of just shut down. They shut down? Yeah, they shut down. Yeah. They shut down, but then they turn back on. No, they stay shut down. They don't turn back on. Yeah, just got it. Thank you. No more questions. Then they're put in a hole. What? And anyone who's ever loved them gets really sad. Oh, well, why do they get sad if they know they're coming up here? No, they don't know. I just kind of let them guess. Huh. I mean, some of them have faith. What is faith? What's faith? Oh, you'll see. I will. Not with that attitude. I will. That's the spirit you call spirit. Hey, good to see you. You didn't need to bring a keg, you sweetheart. Maybe that's how it all went. I don't know. But if it did go that way, that means that heaven is full hippie. It's a place you can enter into that's filled with love and harmony, and there's no unanswered questions and no religion too. It's so wonderful. It's a beautiful thought, and it makes me wish that a bunch of celebrities would sing Imagine to me just so I can imagine what such a utopia would be like. When all the celebrities get together and they film themselves on their iPhone and they start singing Imagine, I'll just imagine what it would be like if Smart wasn't in office and wasn't a thing and the media and the Illuminati, the deep state Illuminati free Mason from Ozark was the worst written character of the show. It's a good show, but he's a terrible character. Where was I? Love, that's right. But the thing is, the song Imagine by John Legend isn't real, and I dare you to disagree with me. And if heaven is real, I hope it's filled with people who never counted on it, because those are the people, at least in my experience, who seem to fight the hardest. There are those people that when I meet them, I'm like, oh, you're like here. Are you ever talking to somebody and all of a sudden you realize that you have their full attention? That's terrifying. You're just doing small talk and then all of a sudden you see them and they're like,
wow, you shower 3 times a day? That's super crazy. I'm actually listening to you right now, even though that's not a very interesting fact. I recognize that this moment is all we have and I'm making the most of it and expressing love to you the best way I possibly can.
And you're like, all right, okay. But it's a good thing because it means there's people out there who are just fighting and working and putting themselves out there constantly without any reward in mind. They're still out there. We could all be them. Just imagine. Because at some point they went full hippie and they realized we're all just walking each other home. And sometimes the person walking you home is a, sarcastic turd like myself. That just you can't, what can you do? Sarcastic guy who makes inappropriate jokes sometimes. Like that pre-Google joke. That was a pre-cum joke. Flew over a lot of people's heads. The joke. So yeah, if you can't tell, I did this video on Easter weekend. I know, crazy. But I hope you're all staying safe and trying your best to love one another. And I wanted to make this video because I wanted to maybe take a moment and just talk about how this is such a weird time that it gives us maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to kind of check our own foundations a little bit. And maybe when this is all over, we can go out into the world, ding-a-lings blazing or whatever, and fight for other people, maybe people that we haven't met. And I know that's kind of a hippie thing, and I know it's tough to package in a sarcastic YouTube video, but I think it's worth thinking about, if for only a second. You just can't go full hippie, you can't stay there, because we got a lot of stuff we gotta do. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. My name is Elliott Morgan. I have a new podcast with my girlfriend called Pile It On, where we talk about reality television and overanalyze couples that are on TV, and it's very fun, and we mean no offense by it, because everybody's just doing the best that they possibly can. I'm also still a part of the Valleyfolk, despite the fact that Joe Beretta is repeatedly tried to fire me because he is a power-hungry monster. And the Fundamentalists podcast is still going strong, and the video versions of that will be available at youtube.com/thevalleycast moving forward. And you get to Pile It On videos by going to youtube.com/Elliott Morgan, as well as iTunes for the Valleycast, Fundamentalists, Pile It On, all sorts of other fun things. And I hope you're all doing well, and I love you. Bye.